Hey, thanks Graphic Warehouse. Appreciate it, man. Welcome. All right. Today we're just going to kind of rock and roll on transfers. So we got this bad boy right here, 300 transfers that we're going to be cutting up today. So we got the roto trim cutter here. So we're going to get going on that. Where are you located, Graphic Warehouse? I'm going to load up. Load up these transfers. This little handy dandy thing I built. Perfect. Getting ready to do some hats. Yeah, I got to do some of those later too. North Connecticut or North Carolina. One of those two. Cool. Good to see you. Thanks for joining, man. Just kind of killing some time. Thought I'd just go live real quick. Got about, I don't know, 80 shirts to do today. So, but very cool. What transfer are you using today on your hats? What are you guys doing? This cutter is a lifesaver. Really awesome cutter. If you guys don't have one of these roto trims, I can't say enough good things about them. They're absolutely phenomenal. DTF. I have an Omni 330. That's cool. That's cool. Today I'm actually going to be, well, not today, but by this weekend I'm going to be doing DTF hats, actually making a video on those. I haven't done DTF on a hat yet. I've done the latest Ultra Color Pro, their hot peel, not the Max, but the Ultra Color Pro from Transfer Express. But today we have wholesale DTF transfers from Supreme Screen Supply, which, by the way, if you're a wholesaler, which apparently, you know, you guys sell warehouse there. If you have a wholesale license, do me a favor, check out Supreme Screen Supply. Fantastic place for wholesale DTF transfers. So, I mean, killer prices. Watch my other video, which you probably did, showing how to actually order them. You'll see some of the prices I'm talking about, but absolutely phenomenal prices. But yeah, I mean, we got some hat transfers that we're doing today. Not today, sorry, by this weekend for the first time. So that'll be a cool video. So a lot of people have been asking about DTF transfers and whatnot. Yeah, I think once you use them, I don't know if you guys are doing your own. Do you do your own DTF? I know there's some that do their own DTF, have their own machine, but for those that don't, it's a good option. It's, you know, really good option. To me, time is money. So time is money. If I have an opportunity to be able to have somebody else make the transfers while I can be doing other things, which I have been. I mean, I've been in and out of the shop. I've been designing, I've been putting mock-ups together for clients. While I've been doing all that, you know, I'm able to wait on orders that are just coming in as far as apparel, you know, from my wholesale suppliers. And I can submit, I literally submitted this on, what was it, Tuesday. It was ready on Wednesday. 300 items, 300 images, and most of them are like 12 by 12s and whatnot, like you see here. Most of these are big images, 13 by so, 14 by so, 12 by so, and a buttload of just hat images, chest logos. 24 hours they had them done, ready for pickup. So absolutely amazing. Yes, only for small jobs. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. That's exactly right. DTF is amazing for everything, but for small stuff, it's perfect, man. What's the name of that company? Supreme Screen Supply.com or supremescreenservice.com. Go on the website, apply for a wholesale. Once they approve you, if there's any notes, or you can even call them, tell them James sent you. They'll get you hooked up. But yeah, man, phenomenal prices. They're a local place here in California, not too far from me. I had no idea. This is kind of a secret hidden gem amongst wholesalers, so it'll be the best thing you probably ever found. It'll be something that you're definitely going to probably order from more often than not. And then on top of that, they do have on that site, they do have custom embroidery. They do have silk screening, screen print, all kinds of stuff that you can do wholesale wise. So might be to your advantage. You could be doing other things in your shop while you're waiting for, things such as, DTF transfers. And this is for anybody that might be joining in. We've got 5 people watching. Hey, if you've join the conversation. I'd love for you guys just to kind of chat, say what's on your mind. If you got any questions, I can do my best to answer them. But yeah, that's the thing. I just kind of like going live every now and then. If I got to sit here and cut 300 images, I just kind of chat and just kind of get to know my people. So yeah, join in the conversation. I'd love to hear from you, where you guys are from, what you guys are currently doing. Are you doing DTF transfers? Are you not? What transfers have you tried in the past? I'd love to just get some information about you guys. I'd appreciate it. Plus, commenting kind of helps the algorithm, so why not? If you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. And then what I'm doing is I'm just kind of looking at the computer here. Let's see here. Yeah. But definitely, if you haven't had a chance, Graphic Warehouse, go ahead and, check out the last video I made too. It's actually highlights everything. The links are there too. I'll probably post those links here as well. But yeah. So what's everybody been up to, man? What's everybody doing on this Thursday? We know you're making hats. Anybody else doing anything? So what I want to do too, while we're hanging out, I kind of want to talk about DTF. I mean, this has been so far one of the best things for my business ever. And just to update those individuals that have seen the Epson 7890 and the 7900 video where I was going to convert this printer, yes, it's still going to be converted. Have I done it yet? Absolutely not. Right now, my company, it's kind of in a phase where we're just kind of waiting for certain things to happen, because we're taking it in a different direction. So where we were going with, where originally we were doing a custom brand, t-shirts and all that stuff, the market's just crazy filled when it comes to t-shirts. I've made more money doing hats, which is the reason why we have the 360 IQ hat press. Best thing I've ever bought. I highly recommend you guys get one if you're in the hat game. It's awesome. We're deciding that animal apparel for us is, because we are animal lovers, it's a much better market than t-shirts. So we're going to jump on that approach and do something like that. Let's see. Okay, we'll do, what's the widest you go on the hats graphic? It depends on what hat I'm doing, bro. For example, we got 2 hats here. Excuse the upside down logo. But like on most of your baseball style caps, I don't go any higher than 2 1/4 because you typically can't. And then usually I'm in the range width-wise of around typically 4 inches to 5 inches. On average, I'm probably at around 4 1/4, 4 1/2 on the width. For example, here's your basic Yupong trucker hat. So on this trucker hat, I believe this one is 4 inches wide by about 2 1/4 on this one. So it really depends on the style of what I'm doing and what I'm trying to accomplish. You know, obviously on a mid-crown hat, you know, you're going to have a little bit higher workspace here to work with. So I can usually go as much as 2 1/2 to 2 3/4 on these mid-crown trucker hats. If I went with an auto high-crown trucker hat, I mean, you can almost get a 3 in there. But I typically don't like to be in this area on the very bottom, just because you won't really get a good bond sometimes on this area. And one thing I've noticed about the 360 IQ, you're very limited on this space to this space right here. You know, I can't off the top of my mind, let me see, let me get my measuring tape. So on this right here, you've really only got about a 2 3/4 inch area for decorating. You know, the platen itself, you know, you've got about 3 1/2 on the platen, but the actual part that's flat on this right here is about 2 3/4. So you don't have a whole lot of area where you're going to get full complete compression. But I usually try to keep my stuff. Ooh, a little windy here. I usually try to keep my stuff around 2 1/4. No more than 2 1/2 high by about 4 1/4, 4 1/2 wide. That answers your question. But yeah, that's typically the widest is maybe 5. So I mean, really, I don't know if you have this same hat press, but really within this zone, I mean, you could probably do a 6, but I really don't do no more than 5 inches wide. But I typically keep it, you know, under 4 1/2. You know, so. But what I like to do is I always print out the actual dimension of the graphic on paper. So if it's a 2x4, I'll print that on paper, cut it out, and then I'll place it on the hat and see how it looks. So I kind of adjust it based on that too, how it looks. Shoe fly. So in case any of you guys are curious what cutter I'm using, this is the Roto Trim, and this is the 30-inch cutter. Does a phenomenal job at cutting transfers. Ooh, this fly is bugging. Especially now, the Place Supreme Screen Supply, I just call them Supreme. So Supreme, they now utilize 24-inch rolls. Dang it. 24-inch rolls. They have 23s, but I think they moved over to 24-inch rolls. This video is not sponsored by Rockstar, but it should. So that's pretty cool. They can fit more stuff on there easily. So if you guys have big, huge designs up to 24 inches wide, you can make them. So if you're doing stuff like, you know, say tablecloths, you know, you could put big graphics on tablecloths for your clients. You know, here we've got these 12 by 12, or no, 12 by 14 designs here. So here's some cool stuff to note. What up, D-Truth? Good to see you, man. Good idea with printing on paper first to get a good placement on that. Yeah, 100%. It just kind of guarantees that you have the right size. For example, you know, I've had some people submit their artwork, and in some cases it's been too small. So, you know, I'll kind of tell them, because I get that question all the time, believe it or not. They always want to ask when they watch my videos, hey, what size graphic did you use in that video? It was the perfect size. And typically 4x2, you know, was the size. So, you know, even my patches, when I do leather patches, I don't know if you've seen my leather patch videos, it's the same thing. 4x2, 4x2.5 is typically my average to 4.5 by 2.5 sizes when I do leather patches. I don't think they should be any smaller than that, really. But really quick, back to the conversion. So the reason why I haven't converted this machine yet is because I've come to the realization that no DTF machine, period, if you're in the game of DTF from home, works without the actual shaker heating system that goes with it. So you really have to have a shaker that goes with it. Why is that pulsing? Weird. You guys see that too? The video's pulsing. That's weird. Let me check that out real quick. Is that a YouTube thing? I have no idea. It just starts pulsing. That was weird. So back to my, you just got to have the shaker. So I had a boy. You can check him out too. Phenomenal transfers. StayTees.com. So the word stay, STAY, TEEZ as in zebra.com. StayTees.com. Fantastic transfers. He utilizes the Epson 7900, I believe, with his shaker. So check that out at that site. Great transfers as well. But he bought the shaker. So he got a 13-inch shaker for his system, and it works beautifully. Like it was night and day between using the powder manually by hand, doing this, trying to use the bucket. That's not going to get you professional results. The results are ultimately going to come from having a shaker that can consistently cure and roll everything in one shot and powder these things up right and powder them consistently. So when it comes to DTF transfers, getting with a company that has that type of system in place, like Supreme Screen Supply, is key. So I've been so happy with these results. And this is the other reason why I've been happy with these results is DTF transfers, 25 seconds, medium pressure, so typically 7 to 8. All cotton products, 265 degrees, guys. So you got a transfer here that's applying at 265 degrees for cotton shirts. So between 265, 285 is about where I have it. But that is absolutely amazing. This is about a warm to cold peel. Typically 15 seconds peel. Usually in between peeling, you can just do shirts. I like to just run through my shirts, then I'll peel them in the end, and then I'll just do all my post pressing after. 5-second post press. That's cotton, guys. Now, you've got polyester garments, okay? This is where sometimes maybe those hats come in handy, because this is 20 seconds, medium pressure at 240 degrees. Yeah, I said that right. 240 degrees, 15-second on the peel, and then again, post press for 5 seconds. That is absolutely amazing when you can get your garments on the press or whatever press you're using at those temperatures. Polyester is not going to scorch at 240 degrees, depending on the thickness of the polyester. But cotton, that's phenomenal. Those are great temperatures to be pressing with, at any given time. It's going to reduce scorching. It's going to reduce crazy, press marks. So it's a great product that has very good temperatures. So that's another reason why you might want to check these guys out. So we got the Truth just getting ready to get into the t-shirt game with my brand. What trends have you experienced that's making you go another route? It's not necessarily trends, but what it is that I'm personally a dog owner. I own cats too. So it's a mentality that I'm going after. I've realized that when it comes to the t-shirt game, let me keep cutting here. When it comes to the t-shirt game, the problem that you're going to see is that when it comes to t-shirts, and I'm sure even you'll agree if you own t-shirts, people can be very finicky when it comes to how a shirt feels and looks on them. Okay? In the t-shirt business game, you almost have to make sure that you're selling the quality of your product, like crazy. I went through months and months and months of just going through sample after sample of different shirts to find the one that was right, not only for me and bigger guys, because sometimes the big guys get left out. If you're going to get in the t-shirt game, I think you have to be in a very exclusive niche, okay? products for big guys, you know, products for teachers, products for so-and-so. It's got to be very exclusive. When it comes to launching your brand, if that's what you want to do, one thing that people fail to tell you that is going to be a necessity is that starting young might be great. If you have tons of friends that are out of high school, college, they can help blow up your brand really fast. And there's a lot of brands that you see out here talking all this stuff about, yeah, they're making 30, 50, 100 grand a month with my t-shirt business. Yeah, well, you were in a certain circumstance that allowed you to do that, but not realistically is everybody going to be able to achieve that. I never have, and it's very hard to achieve. Along with that, you got to learn Facebook ads when you're trying to push a brand that's direct to your website. The market is so overflooded with the same type of stuff constantly. So what do you want to become? What does your brand represent? And, you know, how do you want to grow it? You have to have social media present. Instagram is almost a must with that. You have to be able to have the ability to sell your brand on top of that. Okay, whether it's through Instagram, whether it's through Facebook, you know, marketplace, whether it's through ads. So you got to be able to push the traffic to your website so that you can benefit from that. So start there first, where you're growing your audience, making those videos when it comes to your brand, getting it out there. The one thing that I've learned about t-shirts versus animal clothing, you know, hoodies and whatnot, is I've just gone locally and done pop-up events, okay? I've had my custom t-shirts for humans on one side with, I mean, some of the sickest designs you'll find, hoodies, hats. The other side, dog clothes. Guess which one won? Dog clothes. So in my mind, it's a mentality. When it comes to dog stuff, people will spend the money for stuff that's very tailored to their animals, that's custom. Plus myself, I have a story of why I'm doing it, because I have pit bull, and you know, she's a good sized pit bull, and it's like every time I go places for that dog, I have a hard time finding cool clothes for her, because everything seems like it's tailored to small, tiny dogs, and most of the big box stores, they only go up to a certain size. So my pit bull typically gets left out of the equation sometimes because we just can't find stuff for her, you know, locally in some stores. So we wanted to kind of resolve that issue and get into that market. Now, there are other markets you can get into, you know, that sell better stuff, jackets, hoodies, more unique sublimation items, you know. So you just got to figure out who you are, what you want to do, and see what works for your business, man. So that's all I'm saying. Practice makes perfect, and only time is going to tell you how well your business is doing. But at a certain point, you know, just trying and experimenting with different things is all it takes, man. Let's see. How do you set up your files for DTF, RGB, or CMYK? So in my programs, I use either Affinity, Illustrator, or Photoshop, mostly Illustrator, and I use Adobe Illustrator. I just design in RGB. The cool thing about Supreme Screen is you can design in RGB or you can design in CMYK. They take both modes, and they also have neon colors. So you can either order normal colors or you can order bright neon colors. That comes in handy for times like this when you have certain holidays that are coming up where you can use those bright glow-in-the-dark neon colors. So yeah, don't even worry. I usually, you know, use sRGB mode when I'm designing. I don't even use CMYK, and their colors come out so absolutely flawless. Let me do this other graphic right here, and I'll show you what I mean. So my buddy is a 49ers fan, and he wanted me to kind of replicate the colors for his company. So we went ahead and did this design here. So you've got the gold, the white, the black, and then we have a alternate where he's got red, you know, 49er red up in here. So cool thing. I've gotten some super amazing color accuracy from this company here, Supreme. That's one thing they have dialed in. They're a print shop that's been around for centuries. So, you know, it's been a family-owned business passed down for centuries, and fantastic when it comes to colors, but I always submit my artwork in RGB mode. Again, I have that video of how to order Supreme DTF transfers. Watch that video. It shows you the whole process of how to do it, how to prepare your images, how to upload your images. That way you have a worry-free experience. So that is cool. RGB is going to give you better color options, over CMYK. So design away, guys. RGB, no problems. You can design in RGB, upload them in RGB, and your colors are going to be amazing. What's up, Jimmy Crack Corn? Another fellow Jimmy. That's what's up. What's really screwing me over is AI art. Talking about Illustrator files? I mean, what are we talking about here? You're welcome, D-Truth. Hey, anytime you need some information, hit me up on Insta. You can message me there. Hit us up at hashtag Essential Brand. Yeah, so what is it you're doing specifically there, Jimmy, in regards to the artwork? So appreciate everybody who's watching. If you guys got any other questions, feel free to post them. We're just chilling, having some fun, drinking some Rockstar, getting ready to press some of these images. The finish on these transfers, guys, is absolutely amazing. Very nice, clean, matte finish. All right, let's see. Jimmy's saying, no, all these programs where you can just type in what you want and an artificial intelligence program comes up with the image. I don't really use that type of stuff. I design all my stuff from scratch, or I'll take a high resolution PNG image and then I might image trace and then I kind of clean it up and perfect it from there. But here's what I use, guys. So a lot of times when I'm designing, I utilize Canva. So you've got Canva, there's other websites, but Canva typically is one of my main primary sites that I use for graphics and images. So I can take that image, I can convert it, to, or download it as a PDF file, and then it's high resolution already, or you can even increase the resolution, or you can download it as a PNG, and then boom, I'll put that right into my Illustrator program, Affinity or Adobe, and then boom, I'm ready to rock. So I don't use those just because, I guess you can. I've never really delved into those artificial intelligence programs. The only one I really use is like no background eraser sites. Sometimes I use those to eliminate a background because maybe, Affinity or Adobe can't do it as well, but sometimes I don't have time, so I'll utilize certain things to make things quicker. It says here, how do you set up your files? Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question kindly. Okay, brother, appreciate your time. I have to get these hats. Bless. Yeah, man. Good looking out. Thanks for coming on and talking. Have fun with the hats. Send me some images of what you've done, bro. I'd love to see what you got going on over there. Hit me up on Instagram. It says, no, all these programs. You just say, it says, so I was designing shirts for local brands, but now the guy who was ordering the shirts found these AI programs and seems to have decided to use that for all his artwork now. Laugh out loud. Well, I mean, plain and simple, you got to tell them what you require. I mean, so here's the great thing about, again, if you guys are wholesalers and have a wholesale license, you guys can order an account over here with Supreme Screen Supply. We are working on another idea of having a retail site where people that don't have a wholesale license can order transfers. They will cost you more, obviously, because you're not a wholesaler, but we're working on that. So the cool thing is as long as your designer can send you a high resolution PNG image, that's typically what they require on this end over here. For example, I upload just the PNG images in high resolution and problem solved. So that's one thing you can do. But your guy, if you're the one making the shirts, he needs to understand what you need. So he needs to get you the proper files, whether it's a PDF or an AI file for your system. Otherwise, you're going to need to charge him to have to reconvert everything and separate the layers and whatnot. But if you don't need to do any separating, if he's doing all the designing, then just have him send you a 1500 by whatever or 2500 by 4000 PNG image, high resolution, and you're good to go, bro. That's what I would say. So are you, Jimbo, are you also designing and are you decorating them? It says here the guy was ordering shirts, found these AI programs and both scenes, so I decided to use it. So are you designing and decorating at the same time, or you're just a designer? So in a little bit here, guys, we will actually be pressing one of these images, because I actually have to make one for my buddy. Actually, he wants a black shirt, so it won't be this one, but it'll be the red. So here's the cool thing about these transfers too, guys, is that on this site, you're just uploading your images, okay? Everything is sold by the image. You're not paying for dead space. You're actually only paying for your artwork. So all that space in between, for example, all this space in between, other companies charge you for all this space that you don't utilize. You're getting charged however many cents per square inch. Here they don't charge you for that. You're only paying for this. If this all is in here, well, you're not paying for that. You're just paying to submit your image. If your image was a 12 by 14, that's all you pay for, okay? But the cool thing is, the company Supreme is the one who lines everything up for you. So when you get your rolls, everything is perfectly lined up so that you can make even straight cuts and you are good to go. So keep that in mind. They kind of reduce that time for you where you don't have to sit there replacing all your images, creating a headache for yourself when you get your roll, and then you got to do all these funky cuts or whatever. They make sure they're lined up. And then when you have a cutter like this cutter actually has a grid on the actual board itself, so you can line up the cut on the grid so that when you're cutting, your cut is perfectly lined up and it cuts flawlessly. So that's the cool thing about, again, this cutter. So keep that in mind. Yeah, we got about 300 transfers that we're cutting here, guys. And then what we're going to do, as soon as I get to the red version of this transfer right here, then we'll go ahead and we're going to press that transfer. So we're doing a chest logo and we're doing a back logo. We're going to hit it on the Hotronics really quick. What's up? What did I say? Sexfine.pro. New dating for all taste. Wow. Alrighty then. Apparently you're here for the wrong reasons. So we'll just go ahead and remove you. I swear, people. Anything and everything to get attention. We're just going to put you in timeout. All right. So it says I was making shirts, but brands typically don't want shirts in white, so sublimation wasn't working. So they found a different supplier who was just going to use my designs, which are digital drawings. Hey, just perfectly fine. In the end, if that's the type of client that you have, you're better off without them. If ultimately they can't see the value in what you're doing, then move on. There's no need to keep that client, okay? There's plenty of other clients that you can be helping that need an actual graphics designer that can be a little bit more personable and give them what they need, okay, which is obviously what you are. So don't be afraid to lose a client if you need to, you know. But I don't know. It's just like, if they're paying you to create a design and they're going through somebody else, then cool. But that just goes to show that you just have to start creating better options. Now, here's my point. This is where DTF comes in handy for you, okay? If you don't have a wholesale license, go out and get one, okay? Go out and get your business name, go out and get your wholesale license, get your tax ID number. It's going to help you to be able to buy garments at wholesale prices and then get these DTF transfers at wholesale prices. Not to say that you can't order DTF transfers from other places, you can. But you could start utilizing full color digital transfers or even screen printing. So this website can also give you screen printing options at wholesale prices to where you can offer screen printing to your clients. So basically it's like you're the brick and mortar, you're the company that sells the product. Supreme Screen is the company in the background supplying everything you need. They're the ones putting in the work. They're the ones creating your stuff. They're the ones bringing it to you. So there's nothing you couldn't offer, from embroidery to, you know, DTF transfers, full color digital, to screen print, you know, single color, two color, whatever color. So, you know, obviously when it comes to screen print, you know, they even have DTG, direct to garment, but when it comes to screen printing, when you get past a certain amount of colors, that just starts to not make sense unless that specifically is what the client wants, is screen print. And that's where this comes into play, you know, direct to film transfers, you know. So, you know, it just depends, you know. But when it comes to DTF, finding a good company that has really solid transfers is good. But who better than a print company who's been in the business for, you know, centuries, who's done the research, who makes sure that everything's dialed in? That's who you want to go for. You know, I know all about sublimation, bro. I mean, that's kind of how I got started, was sublimation. So, I mean, I sell wholesale sublimation t-shirts. You know, if you go to my website, ESENTLbrand.com, I have the cotton feel sublimation shirts, you know, on the website that everybody loves and buys. But yes, you're right. When it comes to sublimation, you're very limited to what you can do, because not every streetwear brand wants white t-shirts, like you said. You know, you're only going to be able to go so far when it comes to sublimation. You know, sublimation is going to limit to you because that's, you know, all you can do is white. You know, you see so many people trying to do sublimation because it's a cheap way to print, apparently, but it's limited in colors. And then all these people try to do, you know, all these sublimation print vinyl, you know, they're trying to, you know, easy subly and whatever that other product Siser has and whatnot. It's like, it's just too much work. When you look at the amount of time it takes to do that printed vinyl, and then you got to sublimate it and impress it, it takes too much time, and it's actually way more expensive to do that than to just order this and call it a day. Really, it comes down to what's your time worth, you know? What's your wallet look like? So that's one thing you also got to keep in mind when you're trying to start an apparel business, is what is your time worth and what other things can you be doing, you know, while you're waiting for certain things to be accomplished. So hopefully that answers some of your questions there. But yeah, man, hit me up again on Insta. I'd love to see some of the things you've done design-wise, you know, with Illustrator or whatnot. Hey, I'm always down for, you know, referring a graphics designer, or even using a secondary graphics designer. I mean, I do all my own stuff, but there comes times where there might just be something too complicated for me that I need to outsource. So, you know, hit me up. So again, the great thing about DTF transfers, guys, is that with this, my buddy's company, Verdugo Construction, for example, I was able to upload about 5 different designs for 5 different types of garments. I used one design specifically for a division of his company for welding, one design specifically for his construction, you know, which was a different color than this color because you have one color on black, one color on red. And then he ordered some custom hoodies that, you know, were black, but he wanted it to say something different. So multiple designs, including chest logos for his company. This is where this site is beautiful in the fact that you can upload your images yourself. Okay, so for example, if you got 10 hoodies and that has a separate design, same company, you can just upload those 10 images to that website for those 10 hoodies. Okay, and then he had, for example, 6 polos that had another separate design. I can just upload that image for that polo, and I only needed 6 of them. And then of course I always order a few extra per design, you know, but we're talking a chest logo for only 25 cents. Absolutely beautiful, you know. So, you know, it's pretty cool when it comes to, you know, being able to upload the images you want. And again, the company is the one that uploads the designs themselves. They're the ones that gang sheet it all up, put it on this roll that you see here, and all you do is cut them up. So cool deal. So we got 4 people watching, so we're just gonna keep trucking along, guys. I'm almost getting to the red designs. Let's see here, make sure I didn't get to it yet. Nope. So as soon as I get to the red designs, we're gonna go ahead and pull out a black shirt, and we're gonna press the back of that shirt just so you can kind of see the results of what we're doing here. So very neato stuff. So welcome to the channel, guys. If you guys are new here, feel free to subscribe, feel free to comment. I also always appreciate a comment. So again, you see they're the ones that line everything up. So in this we had multiple companies, but you see here different versions of, you know, designs. So here's the white here, and then we have a red one that goes on his gray color garment. You know, and this goes on the black. This is another chest design for another event, a cancer event that we're doing. So pretty cool stuff. Now we're just about getting to the red designs here, but I can just keep going through and cutting, and I know that everything is just going to line up. They're not placed all funky and weird. So again, different colors for different things. Okay, I don't have time to sit here and make this gang sheet. They did it for me, which is beautiful. I just upload my image, tell them what size, tell them the quantity I need. They do it for me. But here's the other logo that we need right here, this red one. So we're going to go ahead, guys, and we're going to cut that one now. So I'm going to place that one. I'm going to go ahead and place this one in the cutter. Now we already have the Hottronics sitting at about 270, but we're going to follow the exact instructions that they gave. So I'm going to line this up here to the grid. That way I know I have a nice straight cut going across, so when I place the image, it's going to place perfectly. So there we go. So there's the image there. So this is a 13 by, I want to say 9.5. So I think this image was around $3 and some cents. Okay, so this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 color image here. So 4 colors on this image. No way that, you know, you're going to be able to try to get full color digital 4 colors for less than that, you know, on the DTF transfers. So I'm going to grab a red shirt real quick. I'll be back. Actually, right over here. So we got, oh, that's a different size hoodie. All right, I'm gonna go grab a black shirt real quick. All right, you guys. The shirts are selling on your website. Do you know if the collar issue ever got fixed? I haven't ordered any since. I'm not sure if you ever got any like that, but I did. I've never gotten anything like that. I'm not sure what you mean with the collar. They're just your standard polyester style collars on these. Sub shirts that had tall collar did you ever clear that issue up? I tried ordering some slides from him and emailing him, and I haven't heard anything. So from what I've seen in regards to his site is, I think his site is down. I don't even know if dude's around anymore, if he continued on with that company. So crazy story, you know. It's like, you know, I don't know exactly, you know, what's going on with him. I haven't heard from him in a while. You know, I'm just doing my thing. So we've got the Hottronics press over there, guys, at about like I said, 265, 270. Now, obviously, this is a back logo. So we're putting this on a Port & Company core blend shirt. So this is a 50-50 shirt. So very simple. We're just going to line it up real quick. Line up the collar with my little, I have a little mark right here in the middle. Line it up there, make sure my sides look good. Now the hard thing about these core blends is they don't really have any side seams, so it's very hard to know if you lined it up. So you could fold it in half or just kind of know what you're looking at. I've done enough of these shirts to where I know what they should look at. So do your pre-press. This is set for super color. That pressure is like almost 10. So we want a pressure of about, yeah. So you said medium pressure, so we're probably at about a 7. Yeah, so we're at a 7 right here on the press. So we're good there. So there's a pre-press. So now we're going to go ahead and take this. So we're going to take this, and we're going to place it on the shirt. So that looks about good. We're lined up here and good to go. So 25 seconds on that, guys, and then we'll go ahead and pull it. We'll place it, you know, and then we'll just wait. And then we got a chest logo as well that has to go on that shirt. So we're going to go ahead and really quick cut these out. I'll get to your stuff right now, Jimmy. Great thing is we got an auto open press, so it just opens up by itself. So see right there, we can just cut, and then we got our transfers there. So I'm going to take this off, let it cool. So I'm just going to place this, got the other transfers over here. We're just going to place this down. Now they say let it cool for about 15 seconds. That just depends on what you do, medium to co-pill. What we got here? Yeah, sometimes it could just be, you know, maybe he was just done with that whole scene. It's kind of crazy in that scene when you are ordering overseas. There's a lot of things you got to kind of put up with, but, you know, again, see here, hold on. That was my main selling point about my shirts, was how soft they are, and haven't found anything to replace what I was getting from you now. So I still have the original shirts that he had. Okay, I know that he had gotten the second batch that were messed up, but I have the original ones that he originally got, and that's the inventory that I'm basically wiping out. So, hey, if you want the rest of my inventory, hit me up. I'll give you a killer deal, man, and stuff. But yeah, so, you know, like I said, I tried looking up the site not too long ago, and I just don't know what's up with that. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and place this here. So it's pretty cooled down. I'm just gonna peel from this side. Just nice simple peel, guys. So that is before your post press. So now we're going to take this design and we're going to place it back on the press. Now, obviously you're not going to want to do this one at a time, just like this. So if you are doing shirts like this, you know, and this is where you're going to use definitely, you know, a Teflon sheet. So Teflon cover, plus that's going to give this design a little bit of texture, and that's going to hit at about 6 to 7 seconds. And that's really going to embed the design into the shirt. It's going to give it a little bit of texture, and there you go, guys. That is how simple and easy it is. Now, here's the other cool thing that I do know about DTF transfers, okay, that we've learned from manufacturers of equipment and ink and whatnot. Contrary to belief, cold peel products are going to give you a better cure versus hot peel products. I've personally tested this, and it is true. I've seen better cures from shirts that are a cold peel when you actually press them, give them a chance to cure, then peel them, and then do a quick post press to really embed the design into the shirt. You'll get a better result. You'll get a better look, okay? So that's what I would highly recommend, is that, you know, if you're doing it, go with cold peel. You know, you'll be fine. There's nothing wrong with, you know, hitting all your shirts one time, set them aside, just do all your stuff in one shot, set them aside, and then set your press for your post-press settings, and then go at them one more time. That way you have a nice result. But that's it, guys. I mean, that's your DTF transfer. What you think? So this was something we created, you know, to give it kind of that, you know, 49er vibe, you know, because he's such a 49er fan. I am too. That's my team. So, all right, guys. So there's that one. You know, eventually I'll put the chest logo on there, but for now, we're going to go ahead and just keep cutting transfers, because, like I said, I got a lot of transfers to cut. Got to try to get all these shirts done by then. So, cool deal. What does it say here? So my next question would be, is do you have shirts that same quality, because I really like them? That I couldn't say. I mean, I don't know specifically what you had. I mean, I have the cotton-like feel shirts, the original ones that he has, or he had. I've never had any complaints from the ones that I got. That was the main selling point, yeah, about the shirt, yeah, how soft. But yeah, just hit me up, and we'll go from there, for sure. But yeah, guys, so this video, pretty much long enough. I don't want to go over an hour, because then people probably won't watch back. But yeah, so again, if you guys are interested in DTF transfers, hit up Supreme Screen Supply, or hit me up directly if you need more information about them. Now, me and this company, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff together. We're working on getting a retail site possibly set up for those who don't have wholesale. Yes, you are going to pay a little bit more for your transfers, but they're going to be the same quality, but they're definitely going to be cheaper than a lot of the competition that's out there. So look forward to that. Subscribe to the channel so that you guys will be up to date when those videos release, talking about that information. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to hit me up. And then we're also going to be releasing another video possibly tomorrow, actually demonstrating again these DTF transfers, and just the detail that you can get specifically with these transfers. So we do some close-ups with a lot of the images. Excuse me. Woo. So the images and the transfers themselves. So thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for commenting, and look forward to the next live. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks for keeping me busy while I was doing this. So until the next live, guys, we'll catch you later. Peace out.